My name is Tribal Instincts, and here is To the Top. All right, overhangs. I'm going to go for the time goal this time. Forget the geomes and anything hidden. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Go.
Finish.
No. No!
Finish.
No! Are you kidding me?
Go.
That's the ticket. Yes! Yes! Look at that!
Go.
Oh, cool. I missed it. Oh, that was not worth it. This is really cool. Oh no! Dang it. Oh, wow, okay. Ah! Oh no! I finished! Wow! All right, so To the Top is yet another entry into the parkour world navigation type genre. I think, is that a genre? I don't know. What is the actual proper name for this? It seems like there's more and more of these games coming out. A lot of people have compared this to Climby, and while there is some similarities in how you move around, the games feel totally different. The mechanics of movement are drastically different, and the overall feel of the game is very, very different. So I don't say that these are good comparisons between the two. Similar to like Windlands and Climby, the movements are very, very different, but the ultimate goal is the same thing, where you're trying to get from point A to point B in a very different landscape per game. I would say they all have their pros and cons over which movement style. Climbing is a little bit slower and it feels a little bit more realistic in how you're moving yourself around. Now, yes, sure, in climbing you can jump hundreds of feet, but still there is a little bit more realism because you're having to actually physically move yourself. And even in Windlands, it felt a little bit more realistic because you're actually having to swing, and I don't know, it just felt a little bit more immersive. To the Top has you kind of pointing and clicking, and you don't really feel like you're there. I'm not really saying that's a huge negative, it's not quite as immersive as the others. That said, the movement system was fun in its own right. I did like how you could progressively get faster and faster, and it did have you somewhat frantic from time to time trying to make sure that you can, get that very next blue spot. Otherwise, you just couldn't make it to the next jump. Honestly, the biggest negative that I have was just sort of how I had to angle my hands down. I felt like I was like pointing at a weird angle for most of the game to try to get most of those things. Maybe it was just me. I'm sure with more practice, maybe I would do it better and use my full arms. But it did just feel a little bit awkward pointing and using that as the main movement mechanic. Aside from the game mechanics, honestly, the single biggest drawback to this game right now is its lack of multiplayer. In comparison, again, to Climby, that really, really makes that game kind of worth playing more than just the game mechanic by itself. It is a social interaction. It's moving around with other people, using them to get around. So if they add that, it might be an entirely different story in terms of how I rate this game. But as it is right now, without multiplayer, it's not as compelling of an experience as something like Climby. And honestly, I kind of like the mechanics in something like Windlands more. So if you're just looking for one of these types of games, this probably isn't the first thing on my list right now. To make matters worse, this is actually the most expensive of those three games, Windlands, Climby, and then this one. This one right now is $24.99 compared to Climby at $9.99 and Windlands at $19.99. So for those of you that have played Windlands and Climby to death, then you'll probably like this game and it's probably worth the change of pace. However, if you haven't picked up one of those other two games, I probably recommend giving those a go first before jumping into this one. All that said, I do like this game. I love some of the mechanics that they added to it, the movable things that you can grab onto. It really had some really cool elements to it, but it's just not enough for me to probably want to go back again and again like I do in some of the others. From a graphics perspective, this game does have some interesting sort of feeling to it. There's a lot of scope of scale, and there's a lot of things around that you're able to look at, and it's somewhat visually stimulating, but it doesn't go way overboard. It's not going to be like, oh, look at this beautiful thing. It's more of like, whoa, I'm way up high. So from a graphics perspective, they don't push any boundaries, but they do a good job of playing with VR and giving you a good sense of scale. There's nothing jaw-dropping about the sounds in this game, but there's nothing that really takes away from it either. Whenever you're going really fast, you're able to hear the wind blowing past your ears, and I mean, nothing else that really takes away from it. Good voiceover, but overall, just nothing really standing out for it. From a nausea perspective, this is not going to be the easiest game to play, but it is far from the worst. If you're able to play Windlands or Climby, you're going to be able to play this one fine, just maybe not for quite as long as some of the others, just due to how quickly you're moving past a lot of these things. But overall, I was able to handle it fairly well. All right, guys, I'm done here. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please hit the like button below. If you didn't, hit the down vote and tell me what I can do to make them better. And if you want to see more, hit subscribe and the bell icon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.